The schools participating in this football game are members of the Arkansas Activities Association as authorized by their school board. The administrators of these schools have helped to write the rules and regulations that govern participation of students in competitive activities for the schools that are members of the AAA. The Arkansas Activities Association, which is sponsoring this football game, is a voluntary, nonprofit educational association of some 500 junior and senior public and private high schools of Arkansas. The regulations which guide these events are adopted by the schools themselves and determine the type of program they believe to be most desirable for high school youth. The Arkansas Activities Association is one of 50 state organizations that belong to the National Federation of High School Associations. This association formulates policies, game rules, and standards for inter-school competition. The schools of Arkansas have adopted these rules on eligibility which correspond to those recommended by the National Federation. The Arkansas Activities Association recognizes that athletes represent more than themselves in athletic competition. They represent their team, their fellow students, their teachers, and the community. Athletes who display good sportsmanship reflect high moral standards.
Welcome, football fans, to Mill Comets Football on the PCSSD Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. I'm Tyler Fountain, voice of the Mill Sports Network, and I just want to introduce tonight's crew. On production, we have Terry Jordan. On the main cam tonight is Linda Henson, and on the field cam tonight will be Terry Paxton. And for our pregame show, I just want to jump right into it and talk about this Mills offense as well as the defense. They average 46 points per game while only allowing 20 points per game. And tonight's matchup, we have the number one ranked 5A Central Mills Comets facing off against the number 6 ranked in the 5A Central Division Whitehall Bulldogs. And the Whitehall Bulldogs, they average 28 points per game while only allowing 19 points per game. But I think that will conflict with what this Mills offense brings to the table and what we will see tonight. I also had a chance to catch up with Coach Cortez Lee before the game tonight, and this is what he had to say. He preached to his team to not get complacent and don't try to do too much. He told them to just do their job and everything else will take care of itself. As far as what he was looking forward to in tonight's game, he specifically told me he's looking for execution and for all guys to stick to their principles of how they play, and he's looking to go outside tonight and get a win and go back home to the Comets home field. Just last week, the Comets faced off against, I believe it was Watson Chapel, and of course, you know they did their thing. They won 42-14. The Mill Comets are 4-0 on the season, while the Watson Chapel Bulldogs are 2-2. So tonight's game will be something special to look out for. And of course, we have players. Of course, we have players like Jabray Shaw on the offensive and defensive side of the field. Some players you just can't seem to stay away from. He's one of those players. As last game, he did have a pick six, another interception, a forced fumble recovery, and did some things on the offensive side as well. So he's always a stud to look out for in any football game. This is Friday Night Lights, and this will be a showdown of the century. with this game getting ready to start off here in a couple minutes, Jabray isn't the only player to just highlight. We also have the young quarterback Ringo, who is exceptional, and once he plays his game, he does it at a high level. I mean, Ringo, he knows how to find his receivers. He's a coachable player, and he does what needs to be done to get the win. As well as QJ King lined up at receiver as well. He is one of those players that can take a short, quick screen all the way 60 yards plus. I mean, he's done it each game this year, this season. So QJ is one of those special players as well. And then on that defensive side, not only do we have Charlie in the middle, but we also have Murdoch, who plays both sides of the ball. And, man, is he something. I mean, Murdoch made a lot of stops last week against Watson Chapel. And those type of hits that he was making were the hits that, you don't feel right then and there, but you feel it in the morning. And it's definitely something you want to put an ice pack on. I'm sorry, that's something you're going to want to put an ice pack on. Murdoch isn't just one of those defensive players that just has just that crazy tenacity. He also knows how to flip that switch on offense as well. And, I mean, he turns into a bowling ball once the ball is in his hands. And also Daniel Brown. I mean, he can take a kick return the distance as well as an inside zone, which we know Coach Lee likes to run. So, I mean, tonight's game will definitely be a great game tonight. And also, just to touch up on that Whitehall side of the ball, one thing about Whitehall is their linemen. One of their biggest strengths is their linemen, and one of their biggest weaknesses is the lack of experience. So we all know experience plays an important factor when it comes to ball games. And, I mean, it's good to have a couple of freshmen, sophomore. I mean, if they can play varsity at that level. But having that experience and that chemistry with teammates and just all positions to fill in together is also an important role. And I think that's where the Comets have an upper hand on the Bulldogs. On the defensive side for Whitehall, they have a junior nose guard, Samaj Walker, who's 6'3", 280, and has improved his pad level tremendously, as Coach said, and his flexibility in the spring. Coach Ron Mallett states that it takes more than one person to block him. Meredith, who they also has, uses his quick feet and hands to make plays on the interior line. And for Tyrion Stewart, man, the end slot senior Aiden McCann, who is 6'2", 205, makes sure tackles at middle linebacker. Coach Mallett said he's very aggressive on reads and gets to the ball quick. Mallett says Jordan impressed him at linebacker in the spring as well. When he gets to the ball, he's not in a happy mood. So, I mean, Dan, you might have to make a few cuts. Rigo, you might have to watch your back in that pocket. And Jabray, you might have to make a lot of people miss tonight. But on the offensive side of the ball for Whitehall, they have a junior who also plays baseball, and he's a pitcher, Noah Smith, who is at quarterback standing at 6'2", 185 pounds. He completed 5 of 9 of his passes for 33 yards and a touchdown last season as a sophomore. Mallett says he takes control of the huddle. And Smith, who they also have, has improved his technique and grasped the scheme in the spring. But their running back, who's a junior, Jaden Smith, who's 5'9", 4.5 speed, and had 57 carries last season for 334 yards and 3 touchdowns, averaged 21 yards per kickoff return. Mallett says he's improved his cutting and acceleration in and out of breaks. Smith ran 10 times for 75 yards against Drew Central and 11 times for 75 yards against BB. So, to wrap all that up, the Bulldogs do have some special players on their side of the ball. I mean, this battle will be something I don't even have a word for. I mean, it's just going to be that type of night. It's going to be very gritty, very tough, and they're going to have to get it out the mud. They're going to have to win this game in the trenches, as we always say. But, I mean, tonight will be a battle of the trenches, so this will be something to see. I mean, just last week, Whitehall faced off against Maumelle, and, man, was that a game. They won 44-24 somehow, some way after coming back from being down by Maumelle. So that says something for itself. And the Comets have to face off against Maumelle next week at home. So we'll see how tonight game goes, and maybe that'll write a story for something else. But all in all, the Comets are here. They're ready to play. I talked to a couple of the players. They said their scheme for tonight's game is mainly just – they really didn't say anything. So, I mean, it was mainly just handle business. They told me their scheme was to get their key players open, get the key players the ball, and just do what they do, make plays. Players make plays in big-time situations. So tonight game will show who's one of those players. We will be back here shortly on the PC Mill Sports Network.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what? Yeah. You know I be on a what? Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what? Yeah. It's all hard, ain't no fear here. You ain't giving it to all, you steer clear. Never beat, I've been down and I reappear. You got some money on the line, you better put it here. Rolling in and doing that work. Check priorities, I'm doing that first. Checks big and I'm sure that hurts, but it's checkmate, we ain't selling short, know the work. Ain't nowhere to hide, you ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind, cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it, you know I be on the way. Yeah, man we coming for them bags. If they said I couldn't have, get the team. I got a vision for the things you ain't believe. And here's the motto, hard work is over everything. It's that comeback. I'm calling plays, hit the pass, then the run back. Yeah, I'm far ahead and gotta run laps. But we ain't letting up.
Welcome back to the pregame show, and I want to just take a look at other PCSSD Sports Network matchups tonight. First, we have the Sylvan Hills football team, who are 0-3 and 9th in the 6A East, facing off against a West Memphis team who is pretty loaded. I mean, they have some players on their side of the ball at West Memphis, so that game will be interesting. And we also have game of the week. And yes, that is a game to be highlighted, as it is Maumelle Hornets homecoming tonight. And they'll be facing off against Pine Bluff. That game, that's going to be a great game. I mean, we have Weston Pierce at quarterback, who is something special. I mean, he flat out knows how to play football. He's able to move in the pocket, and that Pine Bluff defense, they're kind of gritty as well. They have speed on the edges. So, Maybe he'll be getting flushed out the pocket tonight. Maybe he won't. But let's just see what Coach Mop has in mind for this Pine Bluffs defense. And as the Mill Comets get ready to walk towards the field, I see Charlie in the front. And speaking of games that will be going on this weekend, I mean, he does have an offer from the Arkansas Razorbacks. They will be in Dallas, Texas this weekend facing off against Texas A&M. Woo, pig suey. I know we have a lot of Razorback fans around, so that will be a game to just also look out for on that college level. So that's something we want to watch out for. And then we also have Robinson tonight, and I believe they will be facing off against Watson Chapel. And the quarterback they have at Robinson, young quarterback, a gunslinger, dual threat, has offers from about 5 different SEC teams, and he's definitely one of those guys. I mean, you have offensive players, defensive players, and then you have football players. And man, he's one of those football players that you have to make a scheme for on defense. I mean, if you let him just do his thing, he will tear you apart. You also have a good running back over there, and don't really remember his name, but he's also a great player on that offensive side of the ball. So those are a few games that we have going on tonight, few matchups, and those matchups will be some matchups to look out for. And Robinson, their record for this season is 2-1. They're 1-0 in conference. They're first in the 5A Central Division. They're facing off against Watson Chapel tonight. Watson Chapel record, on the other hand, Watson Chapel record isn't. Watson Chapel, who is 1-3, so you have Watson Chapel, who's 1-3, facing off against those 2-1 Robinson Senators in an away game. And that Watson Chapel environment can be kind of shaky as well. And then we also have the 3-1 BB Badgers facing off against Morrilton, who is also 3-1. So that matchup will cause some conflict in those records. And now the Comets are taking the field. They have the flag. Looks like everyone is walking towards the field. And we will be back here briefly as we're about to take a quick break due to the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we are back, and we are almost ready for 7 o'clock kickoff here for Friday Night Lights. And what's better than Friday Night Lights? Nothing at all. So the Comets have taken the field. We're waiting for the Whitehall Bulldogs to take the field. Comets are getting ready to, do their thing, stretch a little bit more, and they have the flag out. They have some players. They're jumping up. They're excited right now. And, man, I'm excited for them. I see Charlie walking to the sideline. Looks like they have a big U chain for the U. He will be a captain tonight along with Jabray Shaw. Looks like QJ King, Anton Pierce, and Achilles Rigo. And I can't really say anything about that lineup for captains. I mean, they play their game. They do a great job. And they listen to coach. They're very coachable. Some great players. So let's just see if coach elects to receive or defend whenever the Bulldogs do take the field. Ryan Mallett is probably in there hyping the team up, giving them a speech of the century. But we will be here shortly, ready for kickoff. The Comets are stretching. They're doing their warm-ups. And, man, when you're about 5 minutes from the game, you're doing your warm-ups, you're the only team on the field, that makes you feel confident. It makes you feel good. It lets you know that you're here and you're ready to play. And I believe these Comets are ready to play. They're hyped. They're ready. Coach Lee has had them practice correctly all week. He's preached and preached that they have to do what they do and let the game come to them. Don't do anything, try to do anything out of the ordinary. As I said earlier, me and him did have a conversation before tonight's game, and I asked him, going into this game, 4-0 on the road, what did you stress to the team this week in practice? And he said, once again, don't get complacent and don't try to do too much. Do your job and everything will take care of itself. So then I countered that and asked, I said, well, Coach, what are you looking forward to in tonight's game? He told me he's looking forward to execution and for our guys to stick to their principles of how they play Comets football at the U. The Bulldogs have taken the field. Their captains have been sent out. And for their captains on this Bulldog side, they have 6 players. You have number 11 in the front, who is Eli Stewart, a tight end and defensive lineman. You have number 15, who is Christian Townsend, who is a wide receiver. You have number 5, Ben Reddix, who is a wide receiver and DB as well. And, of course, you have Aiden, who Coach Mallett talked about, who is a linebacker, number 12, and also a fullback. Assisting them, but staying back, is number 6, Jamarian Watson. He is in the 12th grade. He is a running back and linebacker, and also number 9, Hector Murillo, who is the kicker. On our side for captains, I did touch on, that is Ringo, Jabray Shaw, Anton Pierce, and QJ King. QJ King is leading the team in receiving yards per game. He has 101.3 yards per game. Tyler Johnson has 65.3 yards per game, and Anton Pierce has 55.3 yards per game. The Comets have elected to receive, and this game is about to get started. It's about to get rowdy. This is a great environment. We couldn't ask for anything better. But also our rushing yards per game, the leader is Daniel Brown with 70 yards per game. Cameron Dunbar with 21.3 yards per game, and QJ King, who runs his read options and rollouts at quarterback, with 21.3 yards per game. Total touchdowns, of course, that's Jabray Shaw. He has 9 total touchdowns. QJ has 6, and Ringo has 3. Tonight's game will be, once again, one for the century. I mean, I believe the Comets will defend not even their territory, but will make this Bulldogs home their territory. They're in some nice white jerseys with the yellow color on the inside of the numbers, green pants. You could say it's leprechaun. You could say anything, but the Comets are here, and maybe they're feeling lucky with those colors on tonight. And, man, this game is going to be one for the century. I mean, we have Daniel Brown back to receive, and yeah, we know what he can do when he gets that ball in his hand on kick return. And just on that defensive side of the ball before we start, Charlie averages 11 tackles per game, Murdoch 9 tackles per game, as well as Caleb Sane. And the leading sack person on the team is Derek Murdoch with 7 sacks per game and is also number 1 in the state. Charlie averages 3 sacks per game along with Jalen Into. But for Murdoch to be number 1 in the state, man, that says a lot. 7 sacks per game. Stay away from him. Don't run to his side. I mean, they don't run towards Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa. Don't want to compare him to them, but you stay away from him when you're a great offensive mastermind. And leading with interceptions is Jabray Shaw with 4 interceptions on the season. And I'm sorry when I was talking about the sacks, not per game, but he has 7 sacks this season. Derek Murdoch, which makes him number 1 in the state. Charlie has 3 sacks this season along with Jalen Into. And Miles Castor has 2 interceptions on the season. Deshaun Williams has 1. Passing touchdowns, of course, Ringo does his thing. He has 10 touchdown passes this season. And our receiving touchdown leader is QJ King with 6, Tyler Johnson with 2, Anton Pierce with 1, and Jabray with 5 rushing touchdowns, who is the leader. As we get ready to start, like I said, this will be a great game. We have Daniel Brown back there to return this kick along with QJ King. And feet set, ball wet, and we have Friday Night Lights as Hector Murillo kicks this ball off, and it is a touchback. And we already have a flag on the field. That was a false start on the Bulldogs on this beginning kickoff that will move the ball back about 5 yards, which gives QJ and Brown less field to work with, and that's always a plus. I mean, they don't have to go as far, so let's see what they can do. Like I said, they're great returners. They know how to take one the distance. Let's see if they can get some good blocks here. Murillo is getting set to kick this ball off. He is a senior, Hector Murillo. And, man, after seeing that touchback, I can tell he has a foot on him. He kicks this ball to Daniel Brown, which can be dangerous. Daniel feels the kick. He takes it to the right side of the field, and he is tackled by Chris Joe. And now the adrenaline is rushing. The momentum is pumping. The Comets take the field. The offensive line looks like they're running out, and they're ready to work. And the Comets come out in doubles on both sides there in spread formation. Rigo gets the high snap. They run a reverse, and Brown misses the pitch to, I believe that was to Tyler Johnson. So they lose about 7 yards there. And that brings up 2nd and 17. Trips right. We have Pierce to the bottom of the screen. And they run an outside zone to Daniel Brown. And he is tackled in the backfield for another loss. And that looks like a 5-yard loss. And that brings up a 3rd down. As we know, the Comets do start off slow sometimes. From my perspective, they've started off slow this whole season, but they always get it going. I don't quite like that, but that's okay. They're in an empty formation. Rigo drops back. He looks. He throws. That's QJ King. And as I said, he knows how to go to the distance, and he shakes a defender out of his boots and is tackled at the 38 8-yard line. QJ King on the reception with the large gain, and then he shakes number 4, Kyan Weston, out of his socks. And I mean, he was touching his ankles like this was N1, but there was no crossover. I mean, it was a football Euro step, and now we are back. We're on the 38-yard line. Rigo gets his offense together there and trips right. Looks like a weird formation. And they send Jabray Shaw in motion. They throw the quick screen. That quick screen is caught, and it looks like that is another comprehensive wellness first down. That ball was caught by Tyler Johnson. And it looks like we have a flag on the play, which is going to bring the ball back about 10 yards. The Comets have shown up. They're ready. They get another first down here. They're going to be knocking on that door very soon. Looks like Coach Lee wants to hurry up and score, and I believe that's what he will do here in this first quarter. Rigo gets the call from Coach. They're in trips left. They have QJ at the top of the screen by himself. Rigo drops back, looks left, throws, and the ball touches Jabray fingertips and is incomplete. He nearly had a touchdown on that play, but overthrew him just a little bit. If he takes a little bit off that ball, man, we're flirting with a touchdown right there. And if Jabray keeps running on that, it looks like he slowed down for a second. He has a touchdown on that play. As we know, last week it looked like he kind of tweaked his hamstring, but he's back out there. He's with his team, and like he told me before, he's going to do whatever he has to do to get his team to that ring. There are trips left once again. Rigo, he throws a deep ball, and the ball is nearly, and I mean nearly, picked off by Ben Reddix as he waves his hand to say, don't throw his way. And it is now third. It is now third and about 15. What can we dial up here? And we know the Comets, when they get a team on that third and long situation on the defensive side, that's what they look forward to. So let's see what they're looking forward to on this offensive side of the ball as we have a quick timeout. So we will take a short break here and be back here shortly. And we are back. They're still in a timeout. Looks like they're trying to figure out a play to draw up here to pick up this first down. Not sure they're going to punt it on fourth down, so why not go for it? Pick up about, if it's third and 15, try to pick up 7, then try to pick up another maybe 8 yards on this next play. 9 if you can. That'll have them in the red zone anyway, so let's see what Coach has dialed up here. The crowd is going crazy in the stands. I mean, they're stumping on the bleachers. They're screaming. The cheerleaders are jumping up and down. They're shaking their pom-poms. Let's see if they keep shaking their pom-poms if we can get this first down here. Rigo throws a great ball. That was a dart, and it looks like that ball was to Jabray Shaw, who picks up a comprehensive wellness first down. Let's keep those chains moving. Like I said, the Comets, they know how to draw a play up. Once they call that timeout, you better be coming with something on that defensive side of the ball. Rigo and Jabray makes great connections, and we run an inside zone here with Daniel Brown. He bounces it outside. I guess he didn't see anything in those holes. It looks like they were stuffed, and he picks up about 2 yards on that play, maybe even 3 or 4, bringing up 2nd and 7. Daniel Brown, who just carried the ball, has 282 yards in 4 games this season. And Ringo drops back again. He has Pierce one-on-one who runs a comeback. Pierce catches the ball, shows the finger strength, the hand strength, stiff arms a defender, and is getting tackled by 4 Bulldogs. Pierce, who is a D1 commit, is one of the players I did talk about in the pregame show. He has strong hands. He has the ability to score. He has a great frame, long frame. He's 6'3", 207 pounds, plays both sides of the ball, so that just shows you how much of an athlete he is. And Rigo hands that ball off to Murdoch, who is stopped at the line of scrimmage by big number 66 for the Bulldogs, and that was Landon Meredith, who is a junior. That brings up 4th and 1. Looks like Ringo is going to come out of the game for this play right here. QJ is in at quarterback. They have Charlie in as well. They're in the spread formation. Looks like heavy left. This might be a read option or power. They run the read option, and he hands it off to Murdoch. Murdoch rumbles and tumbles and gets down to the 10-yard line, which brings up another comprehensive wellness first down. And Murdoch does have a good frame on him once you get in that goal line. Once you get in that red zone, that's a person you want to give that ball to. It looks like Coach Lee has kind of changed up some red zone formations. He has QJ still in at quarterback. They run another read option. QJ keeps the ball, and he picks up 5 yards on that carry, making it 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. QJ does have shifts. He's very quick, very elusive, and can make you miss in open field or in a phone booth. I mean, that's how smooth he is with his cuts. And they stay in that formation right there. Heavy left, QJ and Murdoch in from the 5-yard line. And they run a quarterback power to the right. Murdoch gives him a good block. QJ cuts back, reverses fields, and he loses 1 yard on that, making it 3rd and 6, 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. What can Coach call up here as Rigo stays on the sideline with the coaches? And they run another read option. Murdoch makes a good cut, a quick cut, clean cut, and he gets down to the 2-yard line, which brings up 4th and goal from the 2. Will they go heavy here? QJ comes out of the game. Ringo comes back in. Murdoch stays in the game. Charlie stays in the game. And the crowd is getting hyped once again on this 4th down. This won't be a comprehensive wellness first down. This will be a cornerstone touchdown. Will he go power right or power left? They run the quarterback sneak, and the refs throw a flag right before the ball is snapped. And let's see what this call is. False start on the offense, which will back them up, give them a little bit more real estate to work with. Not sure if Coach Lee likes that, but it does. So, do they stay in that power formation or do they go spread? And we have another timeout on the field. And that is the second charge timeout to the Comets. Looks like Coach Lee is trying to talk to the refs, trying to figure out what that false start was all about. Let's see what he does here from the 9-yard line. And the Comets have been rolling. I mean, they've drove down the field. It's only 5 minutes left in this fourth quarter. In this first quarter, I'm sorry. It's 4th down in the first quarter. 0-0. Like I said, when Coach Lee calls a timeout, him and his staff knows how to dial up a play. They know how to draw up a great play to get in the end zone, get close to the first down, or pick up the first down. Let's see what they've drew up here, what they have called. Do they stand that power formation? The Whitehall Bulldog fans, I'm on this home side of the field. I'm not sure if you can hear them, but I can. They're screaming, they're yelling, they're barking like some dogs, and they're stumping their feet on the bleachers. They run a roll out, a play action. Rigo looks left. He throws to Pierce in the back of the end zone, and the ball is broken up by Kyan Weston once again, the junior DB. It says he plays receiver as well. We're going to see if he gets any playing time on this offensive side of the ball. With hands like that, I'm sure he will. And he is hype. He puts the seatbelt on the sideline, and he's saying he's strapped up. Don't throw it his way. And that's it. I mean, he runs to the sideline. Now he runs to take a seat. He's steady putting on that imaginary seatbelt. He's telling them he's strapped up, he's buckled up, and he isn't getting anything tonight as Rigo tried to connect with Pierce on that 4th and goal. Now, the Bulldogs will have the ball here at about the 8-yard line. They'll have to go the distance to score. Let's see what Mallet draws up and see if his offense can get rolling. This defense is very tough. I mean, the only time I've seen them really be battle-tested was when teams ran inside zones, and they run a read option, and the quarterback is dragging players. Charlie went for the fake. He tried to tackle the running back. Nearly would have been a safety if he had the ball, but Noah Smith kept it, and he has driven the ball, took the ball down to the 31-yard line. That was a 21-yard pickup. And they run another read option with Noah Smith. And it looks like he's 1 yard short of the first down. That brings up 2nd and 1 from the 40-yard line. Like I said, those inside zones tend to really be hard for the Comets to stop right there in the middle whenever a team runs up the middle, and the read option that the Bulldogs are running is sending the quarterback right through the A-gap. And they run another read option, but this time he is tackled in the backfield. That's Jaden Smith. Looks like he loses 4 yards on that play. That pushes the chains back and brings up 3rd and 4. Like I said, those Comets are great when it gets in those 3rd down situations. Let's see if they can be great here. Like I said, we have the number 1 player in the state when it comes to sacks. That's Murdoch. He has 7. They run another read option, and they do pick up a comprehensive wellness first down on that carry from Jaden Smith. He picks up 5 yards to make it a first down for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs are making some changes. Eli Stewart comes out along with Marshawn Jordan, and they bring in Jamarian Black and Christian Townsend. They have doubles on both sides. Smith drops back. He throws a great ball to Jamarian Black, but the pass was incomplete. That was a pretty ball. I can see why Mallet has him at quarterback. The spiral on that ball was something to see. And now Black comes out of the game. They bring in Brandon Brown. Eli Stewart gets the play call from the coach. He tells it to Smith as they're in the huddle. They break the huddle. And they break the huddle in. They have doubles right with 1 receiver to the left side. They run another read option up the middle. Noah Smith picks up about 7 yards on that carry, making it 3rd and 3. We've seen this before. Quarterbacks running against the Comets, they always do great in the first half. sometimes maybe just the first quarter. But once that second half comes, the Comets, they get right, they get their defense together, and they make plays. The quarterback doesn't always last against this Comets defense. And now they're in a pro-style formation. Smith hands the ball off, and helmets come out, helmets come off, and that is another cornerstone first down. Not sure if Jaden Smith and Noah Smith have any type of relation, but those Smith guys are doing what they're supposed to do. They're moving that ball. Like I said, they would have had, I believe, 92 yards to drive down the field, and they are already knocking on that door. They have 40 yards to go. They're in a shotgun formation. Smith hands the ball off. Charlie makes the tackle. And that was Kylan Davis on the carry with a pickup of 7 yards, making it 2nd and 3. Kylan comes out of the game. Smith comes back in at running back. They break the huddle. This defense, they have their hands on their waist. I don't believe they're tired. I believe they're trying to make a play. And I believe Mallett knows if he puts that ball in the air, a play will be made, not by the Bulldogs, but by the Comets. We have a timeout on the field by the Bulldogs, and I believe he's trying to draw up a play. It's 2nd and 3. Their read option will get worn out. As I said, the read option will get worn out. Mallett looks kind of frustrated. He's turning red down there. He's yelling at some players. So while we have this quick break, I want to shout out some of our sponsors. Our first down sponsor, that's Comprehensive Wellness Center. They're located at 9712 West Markham Street in Little Rock, Arkansas. Their number is 501-954-8800. You can email them at saintenterprises2021@gmail.com or go to www.comprehensivewellnesscenter.org. And they are back from the timeout. They're in a spread formation. Noah Smith moves Jaden Smith to the left side of him. They have Christian Townsend at receiver, the bottom of the screen. They run a quick pitch, and Smith picks up a Comprehensive Wellness first down. He makes quick cuts, and he gets them down to the goal line. Looks like the Bulldogs like to keep their players fresh. They made another substitution as Brandon Brown came in the game at receiver, as well as Kylan Davis for Smith. Kylan gets an inside zone, and he picks up 2 yards, making it 2nd and 8. And now they're sending another player in as another player comes out. That is James Thornton, a wide receiver, coming in as Marshawn Jordan comes out. Noah Smith breaks the huddle with his team. They have doubles to both sides, and they have Kylan Davis in at running back. They run the read option with Noah Smith. He runs up the middle, and he picks up a Comprehensive Wellness first down. And, man, right now they're gashing this defense right up the middle. I don't know if it's going to last long. Don't believe it's going to last long. We have 3 players coming out. That's Kylan Davis, James Thornton, Brandon Brown, and Eli Stewart, as 4 new players have rotated in, and those are Christian Townsend, Ben Reddix, and I can't see the other players. They go pro-style formation. Noah Smith hands that ball off to Jaden Smith as he was lined up under the center, and that is a cornerstone touchdown. And, man, if they keep scoring, you're going to be hearing these cannons all night. They drove the field 92 yards, went down there, scored, only threw the ball one time in this first quarter, and it was incomplete. And now they're going for this field goal kick. Let's see if Hector Murillo can get this through. And he does. The score is now 7-0 with 15 seconds left here in this first quarter. Let's see if we can get a spark on this kick return here, if they kick it regularly, and if they kick it to Daniel Brown. But we also have QJ King, who has amazing cuts. I mean, it's like you're in a barber shop. Mallet is coaching his kickoff team, maybe telling them where to kick it, how to kick it, and who not to kick it to. And Hector Murillo lines up to get set to kick this ball. As I say, feet set, ball wet, and this ball is in the air. Kick to Daniel Brown. Looks like it is another touchback. Let's see what these Comets can do here on this offensive side of the ball. I know they want to score. I believe they will score. Let's see them score. Ben Riddicks of the Bulldogs did make two great plays when the Comets were on offense the last series. I mean, he stopped the touchdown from Anton Pierce, as I mentioned. He put the seatbelt on, the imaginary seatbelt, telling him he's strapped up, and he also deflected a great deep ball. I believe that was to QJ earlier in the game. We have doubles to both sides. Ringo in the backfield with Daniel Brown. Gets the snap, looks left. The one-hand catch is caught, and that was Jabray Shaw on the catch. And that was enough for a comprehensive wellness first down. Doubles once again. Rigo claps his hand. He gets the snap. He throws deep, and he has an open player. And that pass was nearly caught, but was overthrown just a little bit, about 2 yards, as he was trying to connect with Tyler Johnson on the deep ball. These Bulldogs are getting beat deep. Not sure if their corners are tired. Not sure if they just can't keep up with our receivers. Not sure what it is, but they're getting beat deep. And sooner or later, Rigo will connect with his receivers. He hands that ball off to Daniel Brown right here. Daniel is lifted up off of his feet and tackled. I believe that was Kylan Davis on the tackle. And that brings us to an end for the first quarter, 7-0. The Bulldogs are in the lead. It's a third down. They will be flipping sides, and second quarter will be up here shortly. Let's see what this offense can also do once again. And while we have another quick second, I would also like to talk about our touchdown sponsor, who I mentioned after every touchdown, the Cornerstone touchdown, Dio Vanucci Cornerstone Home Lending, located at 1701 Centerview Drive in Unit 200 in Little Rock, Arkansas. You can call at 501-303-4050. Also, you can go to the website at www.loansbydo.com, or also, I think this is cool, you can text him Dio, that's D-I-O, to 36260. Once again, you can text Dio, D-I-O, to 36260. And we are back to this Friday Night Lights action. The lights are bright. Looks like Rigo throws a quick pass to nobody. Not sure what was going on there. I mean, half of the offense didn't move and half of them did. I believe only about 4 players moved on offense. Not sure what was going on right there. Do they punt this ball? Does the offense stay on the field? Looks like QJ comes in to punt. Hopefully the defense has had a long enough break to be ready to make some stops of these two Smith guys that we have at quarterback and running back. That is Noah Smith at quarterback and Jaden Smith at running back. Both are juniors. So I said in the pregame show that they didn't have much experience, but even if they don't, these Smith guys are doing what they're supposed to do. And the kick is blocked by number 1 James Thornton, and it is also picked up by James Thornton, and that was a great play. Oh my gosh, I mean, he flew through there with blazing speed. He's telling his team to get off the field before they get a flag. Man, and once things go wrong, sometimes they keep going wrong. Like I said, the Comets aren't really amazing in the first half, but man, once that second half comes, they do amazing things, and the game always turns. They're a great team when it comes to adversity, but who likes to be down early? So let's get this rolling. They run a quarterback sneak. Looks like they're in for the touchdown. That makes it 13-0. They're going to kick that field goal with Hector Murillo. Hopefully he misses it. Maybe he doesn't. That'll make it 14-0. That was a cornerstone touchdown by Noah Smith. And man, I mean, James Thornton, he flew through there, blazing speed, blocked the punt, shedded a blocker. I see you, James. That's how you make a play. And this punt is nearly blocked. Looks like it barely came off the ground. Like I said, hopefully he misses it. And Hector Murillo misses that field goal. It is now 13-0. The Bulldogs are in the lead. The Comets know how to come back from adversity. They know how to face adversity when their back is against the wall. They stand 10 toes. They don't bend, fold, or break, and that's what I love about this Comets team. So don't count us out yet. This game is just getting started. And with this quick break, I would like to shout out our last sponsor. That's our halftime sponsor. And that is the Achilles Carpet One Floor and Home, located at 10 Maumelle Curve Court in North Little Rock, Arkansas. And you can call them at 501-214-0495 or go to the website www.achillescarpet1.com. Once again, you can call them at 501-214-0495. And we're back to this action as Murillo gets ready to kick this ball off. This is a great environment. Smoke is in the air from the cannon. Like I said, we don't want to see them keep scoring. Daniel Brown fields the kick. He takes his time. QJ makes a great block. And Brown is tackled at the 19-yard line. And that tackle was by Eli Stewart, who is a senior. Plays tight end as well as defensive lineman, so you know once he gets his hands on you, sometimes you aren't going anywhere. Ringo has to get control of this offense, has to make some plays, go to his playmakers, and keep the team poised. Once he does that, I believe the Comets will be back in this game. They even cross midfield. They're back in this game. You're on the 19-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Rigo is telling Pierce to come in. He scoots in a little bit. Pierce is lined up one-on-one with Chauncey Haynes on him. Looks like there is no help. And somebody is coming off the side, off the edge. That's Jamarian Black. That's a great pickup block. And, oh, my gosh, once again, the DBs are making great plays. Chauncey Haynes, Rigo connected with Pierce, and Chauncey Haynes came up and slapped the ball out of Pierce's hands. That brings up 2nd and 10. Jamarian Black is coming off the edge once again, it looks like. And they sent a blitz up the middle, but Rigo throws a quick screen to QJ, and we know what QJ can do once he gets those quick screens. That brings up 3rd and 1. QJ is leading the team in receiving yards with 405 in only 4 games. It's 3rd and 1. Do they run the inside zone? No, they go under the center. Rigo runs a quarterback sneak, and whistles are blown. Not sure if he picks up the 1st down. Do they give it to him? Do they bring out the chains? And yes, he does pick it up. That's enough for comprehensive wellness. 1st down. Rigo has 1,160 total yards on the season. So you know he can play. He throws another quick screen. Oh my gosh. And 3 cuts and some yards. That was QJ King on the reception. He picked up about 4 yards, making it 2nd and 6. Like I said, he can make a cut in a phone booth and you wouldn't even touch him. They're lined up in doubles on both sides. We have Daniel Brown in the backfield along with Ringo. They send Tyler in motion for the jet sweep, and he picks up only 2 yards on that play, making it 3rd and 4. And we have a timeout on the field, an injury timeout. Looks like that's Marshawn Jordan, who is down on the field right now. The players try to help him up, and then they tend to leave him alone, let the trainers come do their job. Mallett walks on the field as well. That is Ryan Mallett, who I've stated earlier. And this kind of gives the Comets a little time to talk over and come up with a game plan to execute just to pick up this 1st down. A comprehensive wellness 1st down, that'll be. It's 3rd and 4. You have all the playmakers in the game. They even brought Charlie in. Looks like they're going that heavy left formation with QJ in at quarterback and Daniel Brown instead of Murdoch in at running back. Might expect a read option. 2 good players with good feet. And he doesn't pick up the 1st down. Looks like he picks up maybe a yard. And that brings up 4th and 3. Fourth down. You know these Bulldog fans love to get loud, as well as the cheerleaders. They're jumping up, doing toe touches. QJ, does he keep it here? No. He hands this one off. He nearly gets the 1st down, but it's stuffed. And I mean, he's stuffed like a bell pepper. He was stood up, and that is a turnover on downs. I didn't see who made that tackle there, but man, they stood him up. These Comets, they have to take this adversity, look it in the face, and just bounce back. They have to bounce back here. It's plenty of time in this game. It's still early. Let's see what we can do here on defense. Sure, the Bulldogs do not want to put the ball in the air with these type of DBs that we have on the field. Maybe they stick with this read option, but as I said, they actually do put it in the air. As Smith drops back, into double coverage. The ball looks like it was going to be picked, but it's caught. And the ball is caught by James Thornton, the junior DB receiver who made 2 plays earlier, all in one play. And man, he blocked the punt, recovered the punt on the 1 yard line, and double coverage. As I was just saying, man, I hope I didn't jinx us. I said the DBs we have are for sure. I mean, the hands are all state, and they're locked down defenders. I don't know how Noah Smith fit that ball in that small little square, but he did. And they're running the quarterback sneak. They don't get in the end zone. That's 2nd and goal from the 2 yard line. But I am still amazed by the catch by James Thornton and the throw by Noah Smith to even fit it in that small little bubble that he did. I mean, Ron Mallett has got to be working with him. Smith comes to the sideline to get the call from coach. He lines up under the center. And they run another. Nope, they don't run the quarterback sneak. They run a sweep. Not sure who had the ball, but they don't get in the end zone. They're on the 1 yard line. It's 3rd and goal from the 1. They're trying to hurry up. They're trying to make sure the defense is discombobulated. And let's see if it works. I'm feeling another quarterback sneak once again, and they run instead. Wow. Noah Smith hands the ball off to Jaden Smith, and he gets in the end zone. I mean, you hear the cannon. The cannon is booming, banging, and it is going right now with smoke all in the air. In the 2nd quarter, it's 19-0. We have Hector Murillo lining up for the extra point. The Bulldogs, the momentum that they have is amazing, and this kick is blocked. The kick is blocked twice in a row. Murillo kick is no good. It's 19-0, stays 19-0 here in the 2nd quarter. The Comets have to get it going. They have to get rolling, and they have to play their game. I mean, they knew that this was going to be a tough environment to play in. And when you know things like that, you have to prepare mentally for things like that as well. And I know they're prepared dealing with Coach Lee, so, I mean, that's no question. We just have to make plays. We have to cross that midfield, and we have to make plays. The Bulldogs have only threw the ball twice in this whole game. Only twice. And just then on that last series right there, they made a great connection. That was Noah Smith to James Thornton. Man, that was a beautiful ball. We have Daniel Brown and QJ King lined up to return this kick from Murillo. This time he kicks it towards QJ, but the ball goes out of bounds. The Comets have to come with it right now. Comets have the ball on the 35-yard line. It will be 1st and 10 for the Comets. Ringo, who is a young quarterback, he sends Jabray in motion. Looks like the Bulldogs are in man. They sent 2 people with Jabray. Ringo gets out of the pocket and just runs out of bounds. 51 on the sideline actually pushed Ringo once he ran out of bounds. That was Hunter Hutchison. He wasn't in on the play, and Ringo just popped the ball off of his face mask. So that is a flag on the play. And those Comet coaches probably didn't see what was going on. So the Bulldogs probably will put all the blame on Ringo. Like you always hear growing up, it's not always the first person that gets caught. And that moves the ball back 15 yards due to that personal foul. And the Bulldogs are happy about that. I mean, I'm not sure why. I guess because they moved them back 15 yards, but Hunter Hutchinson did push Ringo while he was running out of bounds, and Hunter wasn't even in on that play. That makes it 1st and 23. Man, the Comets are facing a lot of adversity right here. Got to get it to a playmaker here. Jabray goes in motion there, man, once again. And that ball slips through the fingers of QJ King. We don't really see that happen a lot of the times. So you can tell this adversity is in the air. That brings up 3rd and 23. And at this point, do you just take a shot? And I mean, a 50-50 ball, if they pick it, it'll be like somewhat of punting the ball, maybe even further than the punt, if they can make the tackle. Or do you just stay subtle and just run an inside zone just to reset your team, let them punt the ball and get off the field? And they do run. Looks like an outside zone. And the Comets call a timeout. That is their 3rd and final timeout of the half. Once again, it's 19-0. 8 minutes and 24 seconds left here in this second quarter. The Bulldogs are handing it to the Comets right now, but it's not like they're doing anything special. Nothing they haven't seen. Read options and just great plays here and there. I mean, the great catch set them up for the touchdown. They ran quarterback sneak, 2 halfback powers. Also, the block punt, which put them on the 1-yard line. I mean, you don't really have to work hard in a football game when plays come to you like that. So hopefully some of these plays can just get to coming to the Comets, and we can show why we are the U. Who do you go here? We have trips left with Pierce lined up in single coverage. Ringo is sacked in the backfield by big number 77, and that is Samaj Walker, who is a junior defensive lineman. Everything looks like it's falling apart right here for the Comets, but we do have hope. And that was a personal foul on Whitehall. I didn't see what happened due to the sack, but Whitehall's ability to stop that run game and just stuff the middle has caused problems. And I mean problems for the Comets. The crowd does not like that call, but Do we care about what the crowd likes? And the ball is now at the 32-yard line. 4th and looks like 13. Looks like the refs are trying to get things together as Ryan Mallett is yelling at the refs. Mallett is turning red. He's pacing back and forth up the sideline. And instead of 4th, it is 3rd and 13. The crowd is hyped. The crowd is yelling. They send players up the middle, but we have great blocks. Oh, my gosh. QJ King looks like he just jumped out of a bouncy house or a trampoline as he elevates to pick up the comprehensive wellness first down. If Rigo brings that ball down just a little bit, maybe QJ King can do what he does best when the ball is in his hand. That is make cuts and pick up yards on the field. But that was a great catch. All in all, Tyler Johnson on the jet sweep. We have a flag on the play, and he picks up 8 yards on that carry alone. Not sure what that call was right there. Looks like it was holding on the offense. Ringo is in an empty formation. He has his playmakers out there. Slow snap. He throws that ball a little high, and that ball is caught. And that looks like Big Charlie. Charlie getting the catch on this offensive side of the ball. As you know, he is a defensive stud. And I mean a defensive stud, standing at 6'5", 265 pounds, 4-star recruit, number 2 for the class of 2024 in the state of Arkansas with 20 offers not committed and earned about 20 since April. We have looks like a holding or a face mask as Daniel Brown gets shifty. Oh, I'm sorry, that is Jabray Shaw who gets shifty and is letting the defense know. One more cut, and he is to the end zone. Jabray Shaw, who has 7 offers from ULM, Washita, UAPB, Alcorn State, Memphis, Middle Tennessee, and UCA. He's committed to UCA. And you know Shaw is one of those players that just, he's eye-popping. I mean, I don't even have to say his name. You're going to want to ask his name. Last season, he missed 4 games and still had 74 carries with 924 yards, 14 touchdowns, 12.4 yards per carry, 33 receptions with 539 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 10.8 yards per catch, along with the defensive side of the ball, 2 interceptions, a 70-yard pick 6, and 1,533 all-purpose yards. Ringo is in that empty formation. He throws a quick screen to QJ. QJ is best at that as he makes 2 players miss. And I'm not sure what happened, but somehow Charlie ended up with the ball and picks up a comprehensive wellness first down. Charlie getting some of that offensive side. And I mean, it's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory as they're getting a taste of the big 6'5" defensive tackle. And with Mills in this empty formation, it seems like some of the balls are starting to bounce Mills' way as you need that to get back on track and get active. and I believe they're getting active. They send a player in motion. Looks like the Bulldogs are in the zone. They throw the quick screen to Anton Pierce, and he gets tackled by Chauncey Haynes, who makes a great play right there. I mean, the height difference, weight difference is very different. Pierce is 6'2", 205, all conference. And Ringo looks like he's looking at the clock. We have 5 minutes here. He's in that empty formation. Throws a quick screen to Jabray Shaw. Jabray picks up a comprehensive wellness first down as he stiff arms Smith on the defensive side, who also has been going crazy at running back for the Bulldogs. Like I said, the Comets know how to face adversity. They have playmakers, great playmakers at that. I mean, as you've seen just there, Charlie, QJ. Ringo goes deep to Anton Pierce to the back of the end zone, and that is a cornerstone touchdown. And I mean, Pierce, his time was coming, and it doesn't look like Chauncey Haynes has much to say about that play as Ringo connected with Pierce, the 6'2", 205-pound last year all-conference wide receiver. He has 3 offers from UAPB, UCA, and Navy. Last year he had 36 receptions, 715 yards, 8 touchdowns, 19.8 yards per catch. That was a great connection between Ringo and Pierce. Looks like Pierce is in this game. For a moment, I thought he was out of it due to the deflections. Ringo, he bounces in the pocket, and he gets sacked. Looks like that'll be half and half by Samaj Walker and Aiden McCon. It is now 19-6 here in this second quarter, and I believe this train is getting a roll. I mean, once that offense scores, that defense follows, and, man, it just keeps going. It's like the little engine that could. And QJ is getting ready to kick this ball off. They have James Thornton back there to receive. He's the smaller guy, very quick, blazing speed. And with that touchdown from Ringo to Pierce, I believe that gives them momentum, and nothing is like momentum. Hopefully that puts some life into this defense, especially when guys are playing both sides of the ball like Pierce and Shaw and Charlie. I mean, that kind of gives them a little bit of and they just want to put a little bit of in it. And I believe that's what they will do here, thanks to that touchdown connection between Ringo and Anton Pierce. QJ is set to kick this ball off. Let's see where he boots it to. Looks like he squibs that ball, gets to the 20. It is fielded by Ben Reddix. Ben breaks out to about the 43-yard line, jumps up like he had a touchdown. This defense has came out with urgency. I believe they are ready. I mean, with Malik calling those plays, you don't know what you're going to get. You have the read options, and once you kind of get in that quarterback contain or quarterback spot for that quarterback, or just option play that quarterback, because he has been the one doing the damage when they're far away from the end zone. Then they can do a play action to kind of hit you deep down the field, and they run that read option again, and this time he is tackled. And I believe that is Ryan White, the junior linebacker, standing at 5'10", 190 pounds on that tackle. Noah Smith picks up about 2 yards on that play, making it 2nd and 8. We have Noah Smith and Jaden Smith in the backfield. doubles. They're stacked. They run the read option again, and this time Murdoch, once again, who is leading the state with 7 sacks, is in the backfield, and Noah Smith gets a taste of Derek Murdoch, and that's a loss of about 3 yards, 5 yards in total, making it 3rd and 15. Like I said, that touchdown gave them the momentum they needed, and the Comets, who else does it better when it's 3rd and long? Nobody. The Comets know how to shut down and get their defense off the field when it's 3rd and long. Let's see if anything gets tricky with Noah Smith at quarterback and Ryan Mallett calling these plays. We have seen that he has an arm. The snap is low, and that messes up the play. Smith gets out the pocket, and the ball is intercepted by Pierce. And like I said, those hands are all state. And we all know the commercial, let all state stand. Are you in good hands? No, we are in Pierce hands. And I mean Pierce hands. There's some hands I don't even know what to say right now, but the hands he have are amazing. As I said, he has strong finger strength. That was a great play by Pierce there on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. And that gives them the life that they wanted. They know, the Comets know how to face adversity, stand 10 toes down, back against the wall, get gritty, and get with it, and that's what they're doing. Right now, maybe I'm just too excited, but I would go back to Pierce here right now. Looks like they're in man coverage. No bracket, nobody's on top of Pierce, but we have a flag on the play. Pierce, like I said, great player. He was all conference last year. He has 3 offers. On the defensive side last year, he had 1 sack and 4 interceptions. And we're seeing them hands get put to work tonight. There are trips left with Pierce by himself in the bottom of the screen. Do they run the inside zone? Do they go to Pierce? Rigo drops back. He looks left, and he takes off. He spins out of a tackle, and he is tackled by number 21, number 4, and by number 8. That's Kyan Weston, number 4, Jamarian Black, number 8, and number 21, Marshawn Jordan. That is a loss of about 6 yards there on the play, bringing up 2nd and I believe 16. I'm not sure. 2nd and 16, 2nd and 17, somewhere around there. And you don't want to go backwards when you have the momentum. You always want to go forward. If they can get this ball in the end zone on this drive, they were never out of the game, but, man, they are in it. I mean, they'll still be down, but they are in it. Rigo looks to Pierce. Pierce comes back to the ball, makes a catch. 4 players on him to tackle him. Now 5. He is tackled. Looks like the ball came out, but he says that he was down at the 40-yard line. Mallett is hot again. He throws his coach and play script, turns red, and looks at the ref and gives him a look that he doesn't want to give him because that can cause a penalty. Mallett tries to rest his case to the ref, but it doesn't work. Now he's telling the crowd to get hyped, get back in it, and now it's 3rd and 7. What can the Comets do here? I believe in the Comets do. He throws the quick screen. Jabray catches it, and he gets a comprehensive wellness first down. Like I said, Jabray is a stud. 7 offers, committed to UCA, has hands. He's just one of those football players. I always say offensive players, defensive players, and you guessed it, football players, but not this time. It's offensive players, defensive players, then it's Jabray Shaw, one of those studs that just stand out in any game against any team, on any team, making a great performance, having a great performance. They have Pierce one-on-one. Once again, I would go to Pierce here with this smaller DB on him, but instead they run the outside zone. Pierce gets a good block, but Daniel Brown is shoestring tackled by Chauncey Haynes. Chauncey has been making some great plays for the Bulldogs tonight, and right there he saved the touchdown. The DBs that the Bulldogs have been showing up and been showing out. Not sure what's gotten into them, if it's always been in them, but the Bulldogs, those DB Bulldogs are showing some dog, that they have some dog. With trips left, Pierce one-on-one. James Thornton at safety. Chauncey Haynes on him. Ringo looks right, throws to Pierce as Pierce raises his hand. And Pierce, he almost snags the ball over Chauncey Haynes. Went up high, climbed the ladder, but didn't come down with it. And like I said, these DBs for the Bulldogs are making immaculate plays on the defensive side of the ball. This is a great matchup. It was one-on-one. Pierce threw his arm up. He called for it. And the pass was broken up by Chauncey Haynes. The DBs that the Bulldogs have are going crazy right now. They're playing out of their mind. Looks like they want to kind of stack Pierce this time with James Thornton. And the ball comes out and is picked up by the lineman. Can't let it fall apart when it's getting built up. And that brings up 4th down. And you better believe it, these Bulldog fans are getting hyped. They're stumping in the bleachers. And you know what's after that. The cheerleaders are flashing. They're waving their pom-poms. They're screaming, "Go Bulldogs." Ringo gets his offense set there and doubles on both sides. He looks left, looks right, goes through his progression. Now he takes off, he scrambles, tucks his shoulder, and does he pick up the first down? Looks like it is a comprehensive wellness first down. It was picked up by the young quarterback, Achilles Ringo. And man, like I always say, once Ringo gets going, he gets going. He has one offer from UAPB. He's class of 2024. Last year, he had a great game where he was 33 of 38 with 5 touchdowns, 451 passing yards. He had 300 rushing yards last year along with 8 touchdowns, 211 yards per game. And he throws the ball right up the middle to Anton Pierce. And Ringo, that is how you ball. I mean, you're bringing your team back to life, and it's looking great right now. You and Pierce, the connection you guys are having, I don't know if it's like Shaq and Kobe because this isn't basketball, but the way you're throwing it up like a oop, I want to just say maybe it's like Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. I mean, he throws it up and he comes down with it. And, man, that almost evens the score as it is now 19-12 with 44 seconds left here in the second quarter. QJ makes a great cut. Like I said, he could cut in a phone booth and wouldn't get touched in any type of tight space, and he picks up the 2-point conversion. It is now 14-19 here in the second quarter. The Comets are best when their back are against the wall, facing off against adversity. But back to that Ringo play. I mean, Ringo, he's a young quarterback. Last year, 11 games. His sophomore season, 65% completion, 2,300 passing yards, along with 17 touchdowns. And that connection with Pierce has been lit tonight. I mean, it's on fire. And, man, I asked Pierce earlier in the season if he was excited about the offensive or defensive side of the ball this year. He told me he was really excited about both sides of the ball because they have guys that have been working hard this offseason, and he's ready to see it pay off. He didn't really want to put that answer on him. He changed it back to his team, and I asked him what motivated him and keeps him going. He said his family, they push him, they support him every day, his brothers, his coaches, and they continue to have faith in him and have his back at all times. So, team ball, like Coach Lee told me earlier in the season, is what will win the Comets games, and they are coming back. It's 14-19. Like I said in the first quarter, that read option won't last them all game. The Bulldogs had some great plays, pretty much made by James Thornton as he receives this kick. He feels it. He makes a cut, and he is tackled here at the 30-yard line. Thornton has been having a good game. The DBs for the Bulldogs have been having a good game. That's Chauncey Haynes, James Thornton, and Ben Reddix, who've been playing a great game on that defensive side of the ball. Now the Bulldogs are on offense here at the 29-yard line. Noah Smith comes out to the huddle, gets his offense ready. They've been running that read option very heavy. You could expect some play action here. Looks like Ryan Mallett is changing his offense up as they go under center and pro style. They take a knee. They don't want to force it, and it looks like they're going to take it to halftime. And that is the end of the first half. It is now Whitehall 19, Mills 14. And we will be getting ready for an Achilles Carpet 1 halftime show. And that'll do it for the first half of play as we get ready for the Achilles Carpet 1 halftime show.
them closer to school. He wanted to be involved in the community, and that's, to me, that's just a great play. The superintendent.
Welcome back to the Kills Carpet One halftime show. We hope you enjoyed the band's performance tonight. And this performance that the Comets and Bulldogs have been putting on, I told you it will be one for the ages. The Bulldogs came out on fire with Noah Smith and Jaden Smith, Noah being the quarterback, Jaden Smith being the running back. That's number 3 and number 22. They've exploded on the Comets defense early in the first half with those read options. They only passed the ball twice in the first half. One was incomplete, and one was a great pickup by James Thornton, who picked up about 40 yards on that reception. James also should be spotlighted for the first half with him blocking a punt, recovering the punt, and getting down at the 1-yard line, which allowed the Bulldogs to push it into the end zone with Noah Smith handing that ball off to Jaden Smith for a touchdown. The score is 19-14, and the Bulldogs are in the lead, but the Comets did bounce back with that momentum after a touchdown to Pierce. And I just want to, Terry, I want to hear your thoughts on that one. How did the Comets get going? Was it Pierce? Was it Ringo? They connected twice to catch us back up in this game. What do you think it was?
Football is, Tyler, a game of momentum. And at the end of the half, the Comets gained a lot of momentum. And they were helped out by penalties, which is kind of funny to think about because the whole year they've been plagued by penalties. They've been held back by penalties.
Right.
The game against Rivercrest, the game was so close for large part because of penalties. BB, they were plagued by penalties. So for once, Mills, even though they still have a couple of penalties, they've cleaned a lot of that up, and it's the other side, Whitehall, not being able to keep committed to what they were doing that was working, and that's stopping the run, that's keeping Mills from getting these constant first downs and from letting Ringo get started, because as soon as he gets started, boy, oh boy.
Man, Ringo is a special quarterback, as we all know. I mean, he can drop the pass on the spot of a dime. I mean, he's special. He has a good arm, good talent in that pocket. Sometimes senses that pressure. It isn't really ideal, but he does kind of sense the pressure at times, but he is able to make plays, and once he makes those plays, it seems like the whole team gets to going. They tend to get corralled, but every time that second half comes around, it's like how we talked about earlier, that third quarter is the second quarter to them. They get going, and they just can't be stopped.
A lot of it is this Mills football team reminds me a lot of basketball teams. Every game is about, like, going through streaks. When you have scoring streaks from your team and the other team, and it's like a knockout blow, two fighters feeling each other out. This Whitehall team is a very well-coached team as we see some Comets start to hit the field again. Ryan Mallett has the offense. Right when you think they're not going to throw the ball is exactly when they throw the ball. They're challenging the Mills defensive secondary, and they aren't doing poorly. The one interception by Pierce was just Pierce going over the receiver without pass interfering and making a play. And that's just great players making great plays. But if you really want to say who's been the difference maker in this game, it's been the offensive and defensive line of the Bulldogs. Number 77, Samaj Walker, has been a terror to the Mills offensive line. And then when he's on offense, he's being a big part of why they're able to run the ball down the field. And running that quarterback ISO over and over again, running the just read after read after read, you're making defenders make decisions in a split second, and that's where you get those mismatches.
Definitely, and that nose guard, Samaj Walker, who is a junior, stands at 6'3", 280 pounds, and Ryan Mallett did state that he improved his pad level and flexibility in the spring, while also saying it takes more than one to block him. So Walker has been having a great game on the offensive line and the defensive line. Big number 77. He did get 2 sacks in this first half, so the Comets have to do a better job of just blocking him.
this has been Coach Lee's best job coaching yet, an offensive coordinator, of course, of changing what they do. When you see a guy like Charlie out there on offense, you think that he's there for a blocker, or you think he's there as a gimmick, as a decoy, but the kid's 6'5", 260. If he's catching the ball and moving the ball downfield like that, there's not too many guys out here that are going to be able to bring Charlie down. We saw him on the pick six early on in the season. We see how hard it is for 200 and 300 pounders to handle him. What is a 190-pound corner going to do if Charlie catches the ball over the middle and breaks it outside?
Nothing at all.
So seeing Mills with a lot of this 5 wide but split tight, where they're getting Ringo on the move to get away from this Bulldogs defensive line, is really going to keep these guys on their heels. And I mean, it's just a great coaching job and a great way to settle your guys down and bring them back from the brink of being blown out.
Definitely, and I believe we all knew that this game was not going to be a blowout game, although it did look like it from the beginning with it being 19-0, but the Comets did block 2 field goals. I believe that was by Hector Murillo. They did block those 2 extra points, which would have made it 21-0, and that would have been tougher to just come back to, but it's now 19-14, which makes it close. And that's just a little 5-point difference. But, I mean, we did know that this wasn't going to be a blowout game. The Comets always start off slow. For what reason, I don't know. And, I mean, great teams, they are a great team, but great teams do not start off slow. They start off soon as that kick is in the air, the ball is in the air. So let's see what they do this second half. They always tend to come back and do great things in the second half. And with some other scores across this PCSSD Sports Network, we have Pine Bluff dominating Maumelle right now, 20-0. And we also have Sylvan Hills being dominated by West Memphis, 28-10. And that Maumelle homecoming is getting rained down on by the Pine Bluff Zebras, 20-0. It was game of the week. Can Maumelle and Coach Mop, along with their quarterback Weston Pierce, make a stand and just come back? But on the flip side, we have the Robinson Senators dominating Watson Chapel on the other side of Pine Bluff, 45-14. Man, oh man. So we have some lopsided scores across the board right now. But this game is the game to be tuned into. It is pretty tight. It's close. The Bulldogs will receive the ball in this second half. And like my guy Terry said earlier, when you don't expect the pass, they tend to pass it. So that is something to look out for. And I just want to say thank you for joining us for the Achilles Carpet One halftime show. When we get back from break, it'll be time for our second half kickoff.
Eagles Carpet One.
We are more than a carpet store.
Get up to 50% store-wide plus no interest financing. Plus, add installation and get $300 cash back.
We make it beautiful for less. At Akel's Carver One,
We are more than a carpet store.
Get up to 50% store-wide plus no interest financing. Plus, add installation and get $300 cash back.
we make it beautiful for less. At Akel's Carver One,
We are more than a carpet store.
Get up to 50% store-wide plus no interest financing. Plus, add installation and get $300 cash back.
we make it beautiful for less.
Welcome back to the Mill Sports Network here on the PCSSD Sports Network. We are back live for the second half as QJ King gets ready to kick this ball off. He squibs the kick. It gets a good bounce, and it actually goes to Smith. Smith is tackled down at about the 44-yard line. Let's see what these Bulldogs have up their sleeve after halftime. With this score being 19-14, it was very important for the Comets to score right before halftime in that second quarter. It was I believe that play of the half was not the touchdown, but the interception by Pierce. So it was touchdown by Pierce, interception by Pierce, and another touchdown. Looks like the Bulldogs come out with that read option, and they pick up 1 yard on that carry. That brings up 2nd and 9. But like I said, it was very important for the Comets to score. That touchdown sealed the deal and gave them a little bit of momentum. But the interception by Pierce, 2 plays by the same player, just does something special to a team and their confidence. Noah Smith, fake snap. They actually hike it this time. They run a counter to Jaden Smith, and he picks up a comprehensive wellness first down. And that middle has always been a place to run for other teams, and it's always positive when they do run up the middle. The Bulldogs break the huddle. The Smith bros are in the backfield together. He's closer than usual. And it is another read option this time. Noah Smith tries to run up the middle with a midline read option, and he doesn't get anywhere. Actually loses a yard and a half on that, making it 2nd and 11. These Comets, they're special whenever their second half comes around. I'm not sure what Coach Lee and the rest of the coaching staff tells the players, but whatever they do, it lights a fire under them and gets them going. They run a quick pitch, Noah Smith to Jaden Smith, and Jaden is tackled and swung down to the ground. I believe that tackle was by number 3. And that is Caleb Sane. It's now 3rd and 7, I believe. 3rd and 7. Comets are one of the best teams when it comes to those 3rd and long situations. What can Ryan Mallett and the Bulldogs draw up here? They change running backs. Kylan Davis is now in. Noah Smith drops back. He looks for the screen. He throws it to Kylan Davis, and Kylan gets stopped. That brings up 4th and 2. Looks like the screen wasn't going to work at first, but it did. Now Kylan comes out of the game. Jaden Smith goes back in, and Brandon Brown comes in for Eli Stewart. Fourth and 2 right now. Probably a read option. Nope. Noah Smith drops back, and he tries to run. He tries to throw it, and it goes nowhere. That is a turnover on downs. And if he did complete that pass to James Thornton, looks like Ryan White was going to be there to make a great hit. That was a big stop there, and if the Comets can drive down the field, actually score, the momentum will change, and they will have momentum for the rest of the game. It's nothing like being down by double digits. They were down 19-0. If they can get in the end zone, get in the lead, man, this game will be crazy. And I mean crazy because the Comets are very special once they're in the lead. I mean, they get in the lead and they don't look back. Like I said, they're like the little engine that could. They just keep on going and keep on going. And, man, let's see what we have here as they line up in doubles to both sides. They send Tyler in motion, and they hand it off under that to Daniel Brown. He is tackled at the line of scrimmage. It is now 2nd and 10 still. What do we draw up here? And they're in doubles once again. Ringo is looking to the coach to get that call. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a quick screen here. And we know those quick screens can go the distance with these wide receivers that we have. Ringo drops back, looks right. He throws the ball deep to Jabray. Does Jabray make a play? Jabray jumps up, snags on top of the helmet, stiff arms another defender, leaves them both on the ground, turns around and backpedals in the end zone. Like I said, we have a flag on the play. It's probably excessive celebrating, but Jabray, man, oh man, that kid is something special. And I mean, he's something special. He went up top, he climbed the ladder, and he came down with the ball, snagged it on Chauncey Haynes, and then stiff-armed James Thornton, turned around and backpedaled into the end zone. That kid is special. His name is going to get called every game, whether it's on offense or defense. And just talking about Jabray, I had the chance to catch up with him, and I asked him what were his goals for this upcoming season, and he told me his only goal was to do whatever he can to help his team get a ring. I said, what's your pregame ritual then? What gets you hyped up? What gets you motivated? What gets you in the zone? He tells me listening to music and going to get a quick arm pump. I guess you can't keep the kid out the weight room. And we see just there where that strength comes from as he snagged the ball on the Bulldogs DB. I believe that was Chauncey Haynes, who's been having a great game this whole night. Like I said earlier, he did the imaginary seatbelt to let Pierce know he was strapped up, but Pierce snapped back and got a touchdown on him and another one as well. And this time, Rigo rolls out. The play action nearly caught, but is picked off may be a pass interference on the defense. That was Marshawn Jordan on the coverage. Not sure what this flag is for, but the score is now 20-19. And like I said, when these Comets get in the lead, you want to watch out. You want to stay away from that. They let the Comets get in the lead. They let the Comets gain that momentum. You have players playing on both sides of the ball, and when they're playing on both sides of the ball, you need some momentum and some confidence to keep going, and that touchdown right there will keep them going. And that was a PI, so they will replay this down for two-point conversion. If they convert this two-point conversion, it will be 22-19. They'll be up by 3, and they run a quarterback sneak. They get in. Ringo pushes his way into the end zone. And, man, we have a game. Down 19-0. Up 22-19. Football is a game of momentum, and the momentum we have right now is amazing. With that score being 22-19, Jabray Shaw did go up, climb the ladder, and bring it down. I mean, he stiff-armed the defender and then got past the other one and got in the end zone for 6. That's how you put the team on your back. That's how you make a play, and that's how you get noticed. The Bulldogs are lining up to receive this kick. And if the Comets make another stop right here, we can just call it wraps. I mean, we know how the Comets get down in the second half. They're one of the best teams in the second half. Always start off slow in the first half. Not sure why that is, but every time they come out after halftime, special. And looks like QJ is getting set to kick this ball off here from the 25 due to the celebration penalty by Jabray, but I can't blame him. Jabray Shaw, who did score on that touchdown catch, once again has 7 offers, committed to UCA, and is a stud. And it looks like we might have a player down on the field for the Bulldogs. Looks like we'll have an injury timeout. Looks like that was Justin Fortier, a junior offensive lineman and defensive lineman. The Bulldogs don't really have much experience on that offensive line. So with him being out, we can see some adjustments. Not sure how that will pan out for the Bulldogs. Hopefully he's not in too much pain. Coach Lee comes on the field to talk to his players. I don't know what it is that Coach Lee tells his players in halftime, but whatever it is, he might have to become a motivational speaker, because the way that his players come out after each half and then regain the lead, whether they're down by 20 or more, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. And I see my boy Carlton Schutz. I hope you're doing fine over there. I see you in the comments. You know, me and Terry going to show you love every chance we get, like we're Lil Baby and Little Dirk. But shout out to my man Carlton Schutz, who's usually on this call with me, who had to miss tonight, unfortunately. But we hope everything is going fine over there on his end. The Bulldogs looks like they are on the 32-yard line. 1st and 10. Shotgun, Smith to Smith, right up the middle. And we have a big tackle. Looks like that tackle was by Charlie. Charleston Collins, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He's telling you right now that you're not welcome inside of there. The ball is now on the 30. That brings up 2nd and 8. Bulldogs only passed the ball twice this whole game. And when you don't expect the pass, that's when you get hit on the top of the head, over the top. And sometimes it can wind up being a touchdown. Looks like they have trips left. They send Brandon Brown on a quick motion, and they wind up running the ball. That was a good run on that speed option, and Noah Smith gets them about to the 35-yard line, making it 3rd and 3. Comets are better in that 3rd and long situation. Not really the best when it comes to 3rd and short, especially against running teams. But with the momentum they have, I believe they can get a stop. They send a player in motion. They run a halfback dive. Jaden Smith makes a great cut, and he picks up a comprehensive wellness first down as he turns around and stretches that ball out. Bulldogs make a substitution. Marshawn Jordan comes out for Jamarian Black. And they run another read option, but this time it's a fumble. Looks like it's recovered by the Comets. And once I said that is Charlie Collins Charleston. I have to call him by Charleston. That's the grown man name, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I guess the ball is the chocolate because he is right after it. I mean, he is a headhunter. He's everywhere the ball is. And I mean, he's 6'5", every bit of 260 pounds, 20 offers plus, one being from Alabama. So that explains everything. I don't even have to do that much talking. You know he has an offer from the Razorbacks. The Razorbacks have a game tomorrow in Texas, facing off against Texas A&M. Woo, Pig Suey. Might as well give him a shout out. He has an offer from the Comets. Do have the ball. It's now 1st and 10. Looks like they are going to be on the – they're moving this ball forward. Let's see where they put them at. Looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line due to that personal foul on Whitehall. Like I told you, the Comets are probably the best in the state when it comes to second half football. First half and second half, the best, and I mean the absolute best. We have trips left. Ringo and Pierce, who made 2 touchdown connections earlier in the game. They're looking at each other. Ringo drops back. He looks left. Is he throwing left? No, he rolls out the pocket. He looks at Jabray. Jabray tries to snag it with one hand and misses it. It was nearly caught, and if he would have stayed on his feet with a better ball from Ringo, I believe that would have been a 60-yard touchdown. But it's not. It's now 2nd and 10. What do we dial up here and get the call from Coach? Do we have an inside zone or a quick screen? With the DBs playing so far off, I would definitely try that quick screen. QJ, who is the leading receiver. Daniel runs at his own pace. Does he get a good block? He gets a great block from Jabray and picks up a comprehensive wellness first down. Jabray pushes James Thornton all the way to the sideline, nearly pushed him to the stands with that block. And now we have a comprehensive wellness first down. And number 55, we see you on that O-line. Unfortunately, we don't have your name up here with our roster, but we saw you push 2 people almost to the buses. I mean, I see what you're doing. You might be a bus yourself. And Ringo drops back. He has the flare route, doesn't throw the flare route, throws it up top, and the pass is incomplete. Looks like Tyler Johnson wants a flag. There is no flag. That brings up 2nd and 10. And after throwing a couple of quick screens in that first half, they kind of shied away from it at the beginning of this third quarter. We have 5 minutes left in the third quarter. It's 22-19. The Comets half came back down, being down 19-0. They are now up 22-19 thanks to Rigo and Pierce, and of course Jabray Shaw, who had a touchdown on Chauncey Haynes' head top. I mean, he took it right off the helmet. Rigo drops back, looks right, pump fakes, defender jumps, and the pass is short. Looks like he was targeting Jabray Shaw on that throw. That brings up 3rd and 10. The corners that the Bulldogs have been showing up and showing out this whole game. Yes, it's been some touchdowns caught on them, but they've also made a lot of plays that's been Reddick's and Chauncey Haynes for the Whitehall Bulldogs. But let's see if Rigo can fit this ball in the perfect pocket. Who does he go to here? He has a trio of receivers, and this time he is sacked. And that is big. 65 for the Bulldogs. Skylar Hamilton on the sack with a loss, and that brings up 4th and an acre. None. And number 55, that was Chris McGee Jr. on that block, driving 2 of the Bulldogs defensive linemen back. And we have a false start on the Comets, which pushes that ball back a little bit. And of course, those Bulldog fans are in the stands, stumping, getting loud. And QJ punched this ball pretty good. The ball is muffed, and the Bulldogs just so happened to recover. The ball was muffed by Ben Reddicks. Can the Bulldogs move this ball on this confident Comets defense? That's the question for this quarter. It's now 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. A little Smith to Smith action. They try to run that read option, and he is stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. The Comets are hype right now. Trench work. That was number 27 for the Comets on that tackle right there. That was Zion Smith, the sophomore defensive tackle, standing at 5'10", 240 pounds. Smith drops back for his 3rd pass of the game. He rolls out and was well contained, had nowhere to go, and that pass is thrown out of bounds, incomplete, bringing up 3rd and 12. Third and 12 for the Bulldogs. The Comets love to get their opponents in that 3rd and long situation. Let's see if they can man up and do what they're supposed to do. They have a person open in the middle of the field, and they connect to Brandon Brown, who breaks a tackle, and man, is he speedy. And we have a flag. Looks like that's going to be a face mask. That connection from Noah Smith to Brandon Brown with blazing speed, was tackled by his face mask. Looked like he also fumbled on that play, but that doesn't matter. And it looks like that was Charlie who was limping off the field. But nevertheless, that was a big first down pickup for the Bulldogs. Those fans are loving it right now. And now they'll replay the down, and that gives the Comets some hope. That puts life back into them, and these Bulldog fans are upset. Even the coaches. What does Coach Ryan Mallett draw up here? 3rd and long. I'm sure the Comets will not let anything like that happen again. They had a player open down in the middle of the field. Who does Noah go here? Go. Wow, they run a wheel route with the receiver. That is Jamarian Black. Looks like they had the inside slot receiver run a wheel route behind the post route from the outside receiver, just like it is on Madden. Thanks to Ryan Mallett, you have an offense with a good playbook. That was the 5th pass for the Bulldogs of this game. 5th pass, 4th completion, 1 replay down. And although these Bulldogs are driving the ball down the field, doesn't mean anything if they don't get into the end zone, but we do have a timeout called by the Comets and Coach Lee. Let's see what he is thinking, what he does to get his players back into this defensive game. And you hear the Bulldog fans chanting, "Let's go Bulldogs," thumping on the bleachers. They're into it. Like I said, this was going to be a great game. The Comets were down 19-0, have since took the lead. I believe that's 22 unanswered points. I mean, they went on a run. And the Comets are a team that plays off of momentum, athletes, and confidence, but they also have great coaches on the sideline to go along with that. But we know they're well conditioned. We've been to their practices. We see the type of conditioning they do. It's no joke. That's why they have so many players that can play both sides. They run the outside zone. Looks like a halfback pass. Gets ready to pass it, but it's sacked. I'm not sure if that's a sack or a tackle since it was the running back looking to pass. And that was Caleb Sane on the tackle. That brings up 2nd and 15 with that loss of 5. Caleb Sane on the sack. Mallett tries to get tricky and dig into that bag of tricks, but it doesn't work. They go back to the read option. Noah Smith picks up about 4 yards right there, making it 3rd and 11. 3rd and long, once again, the Comets defense has to make a stop. They have to stand tall, 10 toes back against the wall, and just play their game. Do what they do, and let's see what comes from it. 3rd and 11. Back against the wall. Do they pass it for their 6th time in this game? Yes, they do. Noah Smith drops back, looks left, throws the slant, and the pass is incomplete as Christian Townsend drops that ball. Looks like the ball was a little low. Noah looks at coach and kind of rubs his hand. I'm sure he was signaling that his hands were a little slippery. Doesn't have a towel to wipe his hands off, and he does. They actually call a timeout here. And it looks like Anton Pierce is probably cramping in that calf muscle. Both sides of the ball can get tricky, can get tiring. Coach Lee comes out to the field. Wish I could be like a little fly somewhere down there just to hear what he's saying. Because right after talking to Pierce, Pierce jumps right up. I'm not sure what Coach Lee says, but he has to have some words of magic. And I mean, they must be magical. The bad thing about this situation is that it gives Mallet some time to kind of draw up a play, gather his offense, talk to him. They looked a little corralled. He kind of gets them poised, gets them back in the game. Mentally, they're there. Let's see what play he draws up for Noah Smith. See if Noah Smith can make a play as he's been making plays all day on the ground and in the air. And now we have an official timeout on the field. 4th and 11. And we're back to play. Noah Smith drops back. The pressure is on. He looks left. And the pass is caught by Ben Reddix. Looks like it was similar to what they ran earlier. They ran that wheel route right under the post route. Attacked Jalen Ento as he came into the game with Anton Pierce going out. And they got exactly what they wanted. They don't pass much, but when they do pass, it is efficient. And they run a little speed option to the left with the flag flying in. Looks like RJ is coming into the game to help in that trench area. Who does he? And that's a holding on the Bulldogs, which pushes them back. 1st and goal from the 16-yard line. Bulldogs have been keeping their players fresh as Eli Stewart comes out for Ben Reddix. They're doubles on both sides. Noah rolls out, quickly tackled, but gets the ball out very quick. That was pressure by Caleb Sane and Ryan White. That brings up 2nd and goal. Looks like Ryan White is kind of shaking up on the play. Kind of limps back to his position at linebacker. Do they attack that? I would if I could. And they run a counter with Jaden Smith. And Jaden is tackled by Ryan White. Nearly stripped. Doesn't look like he can run up the middle. With this being 3rd and goal from the 16-yard line with no first downs to get, only a touchdown, it's going to be tough. Maybe they run a little wheel route again. Maybe they come up with something else, but I don't believe that a run play will get them near that end zone. I believe Noah drops back and maybe tries to stay away from Pierce, but not sure. Does he go to the right side? He does. He looks at Reddix, and they run the wheel route once again. And Jabray Shaw picks the ball off. Head top, head top, head top. He goes up, climbs the ladder, picks the ball, comes down, throws it back to the ref like it's nothing. I mean, he does this. Kid probably can do it in his sleep. He's special. And like I said, the wheel route has been there. I'm not sure why it's tricking the defense, but it is. That slot receiver is running the wheel. That outside receiver is running the post. And they're not switching, or it's something going on, but Jabray picks that ball off. Near the end of this third quarter with 21 seconds left, it's a quick screen to QJ King. QJ makes the first person miss and gets tackled and loses 5 yards. Maybe you just let this quarter end, go to the fourth quarter with the lead, and try to push the ball down the field, run some time off the clock, run the ball a little bit. And that is the end of the third quarter with the Comets being up by 3, 22-19. And we will be back here shortly for this fourth quarter.
You ready for this? Home field advantage is such a huge deal in football, and I think it's a huge deal in the mortgage world too. That's why, you know, we're a local company. We have in-house processing and underwriting, and that enables me to make sure that my customers have a great experience from kickoff to the closing table. That's just what we want to do, is give them a great experience.
With Cornerstone Home Lending, you'll always have the home field advantage. Text DIO to 36260 to get started today.
Welcome back, football fans, to Comets Football on the PCSSD Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. We are in the fourth quarter. We are in a game full of action. I told you this might be the best game on Friday night lights. And Ringo is sacked in the backfield by Aiden McCann, the senior linebacker. I believe that is his second sack of the game. Third and 20. And I think you just kind of get the clock running, keep it running, just kind of run an inside zone, maybe an outside zone. You're backed up, but their DBs are backed up. They're probably baiting them for the quick screen. Do they run that quick screen? No, they run a flare route with the running back. Daniel Brown makes his defender miss, but is tackled by, I believe that was Aiden McCann once again, who looks like he's shaking up, but he gets up. Looks like he maybe lost his breath a little bit on that play. And QJ comes in to punt that ball. That stop, it brings up 4th and 14. And one thing you don't want to do here is muff the punt. Looks like the Comets have a player down on the field. Not sure which player that is. Can't see the number. And it might be another cramp. Fourth and 14, QJ drop back to kick. In situations like this, plays tend to happen. Maybe it's a block punt, maybe it's a muffed catch. Which one is it? The punt doesn't get blocked. The catch is not muffed, but Ben Reddick is hit before catching the ball. And that was a bad play by the Comets. That wasn't a good play by Jalen Into, but the team is going to stick with them. Let's see what we have. And you have the Bulldog fans not liking that, calling players garbage, saying boo. But what do you do when the opposing team is winning? I mean, you have to. And that penalty will be about 15 yards, putting them on the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, amazing field position. With a team like the Bulldogs, you do not want to give them that field position. Read options all day. Looks like they have their speedy receivers in. They have Ben Reddick to the bottom of the screen. They have James Thornton, a little speedster, and they run that read option, Noah Smith to Jaden Smith, and that was a great tackle by Derek Murdoch in the backfield on Jaden Smith. Looks like that was a 1-yard loss. James Thornton comes out. Brandon Brown comes in. Last time Brandon came in for James Thornton, they did throw it to Brandon. Brandon looks a little tiny out there. They're in pistol. They run that inside zone. Jaden makes a great cut, shifts again, makes another cut, breaks a tackle, and gets into the end zone. That was an amazing run. Looked like Christian McCaffrey out there. The way they're celebrating, they feel like they're back in this game and they are in it to win it. The Comets have another player down on the field. Looks like that was Jabray Shaw, but he gets up thanks to the help of Eli Stewart and his good sportsmanship. Hector Murillo hasn't kicked since the first half. Didn't make the last 2 field goals due to them getting blocked. Let's hope that they get blocked again as the score is 25-22. Murillo steps back, lines up to kick this ball. Can he line it up and connect? And he does. The score is now 26-22 here in this 4th quarter. The Bulldogs are hyped. That momentum is going. That was a great run by Jaden Smith. The play was nearly busted in the backfield, but somehow, some way he got out of it. That read option is very tricky. Very tricky. Your defensive end has to stay home. You can't really attack. You have to watch the quarterback, look for the ball, also watch the running back. So it gets tricky when teams run those read options. But the Bulldogs have managed to score on their first option in tonight's game. They've usually just been moving the ball down the field. This time he takes it the distance. And like I said before they punted that ball, you do not want to give a team like the Bulldogs great field position. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a game. 26-22. Murillo, feet set, ball wet, kicks that ball. QJ lets that go into the end zone for a touchback. The Comets get ready to come out on offense. Back against the wall, down by 4 points. Ringo and his offense, what do? Star-studded players, Tyler Johnson, Anton Pierce, Jabray Shaw, QJ King, Achilles Ringo, maybe even Charlie if he gets in on offense. The offensive line that we have, I mean, it's crazy. Daniel Brown, his weapons all over the field. If we stop Samaj Walker, big number 77 on the Bulldogs in the trenches, we will have it. But instead, we get a false start on the Comets. And in an environment like this, that's the last thing you want. to give the crowd life, not just the team, but the crowd, because the crowd does play a factor in these away games. And they run an inside zone, a good cut by Daniel Brown. He gets them to about where they would have started from on the 20-yard line. 2nd and 10 now for the Comets. The Bulldogs haven't pressed this whole game. Jabray goes in motion. They run the jet sweep to Jabray. He makes a cut, makes a player miss, sheds 2 tackles, still moving, and is tackled at the 25-yard line. That brings up 3rd and 5. And with those 5 yards, you can manage that. You can pick up the first down with that. They send Pierce to the right to go on that trips right. Jabray Shaw in man coverage, bottom of the screen, left side of the field. Looks like he's going to be bracketed by James Thornton at safety. They have him up top. 24, that's Chauncey Haynes, who's been playing a great game in DB. Ringo looks at Jabray. Jabray isn't even running. He throws a back shoulder throw. It was a great pass, but the pass is incomplete. Nearly caught by Jabray, but wasn't. That brings up 4th down. And you have that decision of, do you punt it or do you go for it? I mean, you have 8 minutes left here in this 4th quarter. Do you leave it up to the defense? They've made stops, but they've also gotten gashed. So looks like they're going to go for it, maybe try to draw them off sides with, you know, a fake snap. Pierce looks like one-on-one, but they have James Thornton stacked on top of Chauncey Haynes. Looks like they go to Pierce on the comeback, and the pass goes through his fingertips. Chauncey Haynes is making defensive plays. You can't be mad at Coach Lee when it comes to something like that. It's 4th and 5. You believe in your offense. You believe in your players. He did that, and unfortunately, that one just didn't work out. First and 10 on the 25-yard line for the Bulldogs. Short field. Crowd screaming, chanting, "Let's go Bulldogs." Stumping on the bleachers. Cheerleaders screaming, jumping. Noah Smith rolls out right, looks left, nearly sacked. Does he get sacked? No. He throws the ball. The ball is nearly intercepted, but is gone out of bounds. Looks like that was Xavier Hall. Oh. And we have Mills player down on this Bulldog side of the field. And the Comet players get up. Looks like that was Charlie and Caleb Sane who ran to smack the quarterback but wound up smacking each other. Comets still down 22-26. 8 minutes left. Tight game. 2nd down, 2nd and 10. With that break right there, what did Mallet tell his team in the huddle? What did he draw up? What did Coach Lee draw up? It's a Mallet versus Coach Lee type of game right now. Who can outsmart who? whose play calling is the best. Looks like an inside zone will be here, and it is an inside zone to Jaden Smith. And, man, he's running hard, and he knows how to run under his pads, picks up his knees, and gets another touchdown. He's going crazy. He's running like he's lost his mind as he just runs and jumps and soars with his arms flying everywhere. And the Bulldogs are hype on this sideline. 32-22. Murillo lines up to kick. The Comets don't even try to block this one, and the kick is no good to begin with. 32-22 here in this fourth quarter with 8 minutes left. Bulldogs, hype, excited, turn, momentum. Let's see what these Comets can do. Never count them out. The offense is special. Some of the star players are hurt. Pierce is limping. Charlie was limping. Caleb Sane. Everyone, but they're fighting. They are some warriors. They're here for war. They're prepared for battle. They knew what this was coming here to Whitehall. So this is nothing short of a game. We still have a game on our hands. When the Comets' backs are against the wall, they tend to show up, show out, stand 10 toes, and do what they do best, and that is win. They are 4-0 right now, facing off against these Whitehall Bulldogs. Murillo kicks that ball. QJ fields the kick. Daniel Brown, a great block. QJ, a great cut. Another great cut. And is tackled at the 19-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 from the 19. What do the Comets draw up here? Hopefully it gets them to the end zone, quick. We need plays. But you don't want to go away from your play script. You want to stay with not what you've been doing, but what you know will get your team in the end zone in a good amount of time. Put your defense back on the field, allow the defense to make a play, and then bring the offense back out to do what they do best, and that's move the ball, get in the end zone, and yes, it'll be a win in the column for the Comets. They send a player in motion. Ringo drops back, looks right, throws that ball to QJ. QJ jumps up, breaks the tackle, and is tackled here at about the 47-yard line, but the ref steps back. Where does he mark him at? 43-yard line. That's enough for a comprehensive wellness first down. And like I said, it's playmakers all over the field. They play both sides of the ball. All playmakers play both sides of the ball for this Comets team except QJ, and that is the spark that they need. They continue to look at QJ, and this time Ringo makes a play and tries to run through the defensive lineman, but is tackled by big 66, Landon Meredith. Ringo picks up 2 yards, bringing up 2nd and 8. The double hand pump fake. Not sure where he got that from. Not sure if it worked. Bulldogs are in the fans. They're loud. He throws that ball to Daniel Brown on a little hot route. Daniel tries to run through the defender. That's Chauncey Haynes on the tackle, and that's enough for a comprehensive wellness first down. And how Ringo is playing right now, looks like he's in the mindset of a 2-minute offense, and it's working. He's moving the ball. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left here in this fourth quarter, down by 10. Score, put your defense on the field, allow them to make a play. Jabray goes in motion on offense. Jabray wide open. He throws that ball to Pierce, throws it high, and Chauncey Haynes once again is there with the great defense. Pierce wants a flag, doesn't get the flag. That brings up 2nd and 10. Haynes has been on Pierce all night. I mean, it's been a great matchup. Pierce has 2 touchdowns. Haynes has plenty of deflections, but this time Jabray goes to that side. Jabray is the outside receiver. Haynes lined up against Jabray. Anton Pierce in the slot, doubles on both sides. Looks like James Thornton will be stacking Pierce. Pierce goes in motion. Thornton follows. Ringo flushed out the pocket, scrambles, and picks up a comprehensive wellness first down. That was Marshawn Jordan near him to get credited for that tackle. And they actually call it 3rd and 1. 32-22, 6 minutes, 30 seconds. And they run an inside zone with Daniel Brown. He spins out of Aiden's tackle and gets the first down. Ryan Mallett mad again as the ball came out, but the refs blew the whistle. Mallett throws his hat, jumps up and down, turns red, yelling at the refs. Refs haven't threw a flag on him yet. Not sure if they will. That was enough for a comprehensive wellness first down. Trips right. Jabray, bottom of the screen, left side, man coverage, stack. James Thornton on top. Ringo drops back, looks right, throws down the middle. Anton Pierce tips the ball and looks at his hands instead of going back to catch it. Had plenty of time. Not sure if Chauncey Haynes has gotten in his head, but that isn't something that we usually see from Pierce. And that was a great play call simply because with those Bulldogs tending to stack that outside receiver with their safety, James Thornton, he's being on top of Jabray or whoever is on the outside. Then you also have Kion, who's also stacking that outside receiver on the opposite side. It leaves the middle of the field wide open, and that's why Pierce was so open on that play right there. 2nd and 10, Ringo drops back, pumps fake right, throws the ball left, throws the ball to Jabray. Jabray breaks the tackle and just trots out of bounds. And he picks up 5 yards on that play, making it 3rd and 5. I believe you go back to the same play you just hit Anton Pierce on down the middle of the field. They're bracketing everything right now. And they do go back to Anton Pierce in the middle of the field. He makes the first player, Kion Weston, miss, and then gets tackled by Jamarian Black. That is a first down, 1st and 10, a comprehensive wellness first down here at the 11-yard line. 5 minutes left. Down by 10. Jabray being double teamed. Bulldogs don't really bring that much pressure. Ringo goes to Pierce for his 3rd touchdown connection once again, and that's another cornerstone touchdown. I mean, the Bulldogs continue to stack on top of their corner. They're bracketing the receivers on the outside. It leaves the middle wide open. I mean, the safety is nowhere to be found because he's so far out trying to stack on top of his DB and play double coverage on top of the receivers, which leaves Anton Pierce, who's been the inside receiver this game, wide open for a touchdown. That Rigo and Pierce connection is very special. And if you're tuned in right now, please be sure to like, love, and subscribe to the channel on Mill Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. Once again, you can also follow on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Just like and subscribe to Mill Sports Network. I want to shout everyone out who's tuned in right now and watching this game. I am Tyler Fountain, the play-by-play commentator, along with my production guy, Terry. He's doing his thing, and we're bringing this game to you live right now here in Whitehall. 28-32, 5 minutes left, 4th quarter. Not even 1st and 10. It's a 2-point conversion. QJ in at quarterback. He can throw. Maybe they roll him out. And they do roll him out. He stays behind the line of scrimmage and just throws the ball to Jabray to make a play. And 2-point conversion is no good. Down by 4. Still in the game, you have playmakers like Jabray on that defensive side, Charlie Collins, Renault Wilkerson, Anton Pierce, who had an interception earlier. Jabray also had an interception as well. And, yeah, I mean, the defense is here. The defense is ready. And, man, I want to see what we do here. This defense is special. And I'm not sure if you can hear, but the fans of the stands are screaming for an onside kick. But I trust the defense so much in the play calling by the coaching staff. Why onside kick? I'd rather just squib it or pooch it and trust the defense to make a play. You know they're going to stay on the ground. They haven't done much in the air, and he does. And it looks like a weird catch by Ben Reddix, but they do have some great blocks. And Ben is still running. They try to strip the ball, but he is down past midfield. Those Bulldogs are something special when they're close to that red zone. But this Comets defense is something special when their back is against the wall. And, of course, you try to stay on the ground to run these last 5 minutes out in the quarter, but you have to switch it up. Let's see if he switches it up. And Noah Smith tells Jaden Smith to come down. They run the read option. Noah Smith spins, breaks the tackle from Jabray as Jabray hits him and picks up about 4 yards on that carry. That was a great read option. Kept it last minute and picked up the yards that were needed. Second and 6. And right now the Bulldogs kind of want to take their time. They want to run that clock out. Doubles to the right. Maybe that wheel route once again. And instead they run that power. Noah Smith spins again and picks up a comprehensive wellness first down. A play has to be made by the Comets. Will it come? Will it not? And as Ryan Mallett and his Bulldogs are running this ball down the Comets' throat, he calls a timeout right now. And I believe he tries to draw up a quick pass. I mean, the Comets will probably load that box due to the running and the clock, knowing that they want to run that ball. But sometimes when you don't expect the pass, that's when it comes, and that's when it hurts. Jaden Smith has been playing phenomenal in this second half from their running back position. I mean, Noah Smith has played great the whole first half running the ball, and now all eyes are on him, and that opens the way for Jaden Smith and his inside zones, and he's been breaking tackles and scoring left and right. We have Murdoch out there, Charlie, RJ, Jabray, Caleb Sane. We got some dogs on the field right now. Ryan White, Anton Pierce, and they're pressed up. They go in motion. I feel an inside zone. It is an inside zone, and he bounces it, but is shoestring tackled by Jabray, who nearly saved what would have been something scary. Fourth quarter, 4 minutes left, 32-28. The Comets have 2 timeouts. No need to use them right now. Trust the defense. Trust your play calling. Trust your star players. And win this game. Doubles right, bottom of the screen. Smith beside Smith. Another read option and another comprehensive wellness first down. A timeout will have to be called here soon. Not right now, but soon. It's 3 minutes left, 30 seconds. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. The read option has been killing the Comets all night. 4-0 coming into this game. Do they leave 5-0? Do they leave 4-1? Taking his time, Noah Smith. Speed option to the right. And the Comets look like they take the ball out of Noah's hands, but of course, the refs will not give that to the Comets. As he's tackled in the backfield, the clock is still running. And that brings up 2nd and 12, timeout by the Bulldogs. Timeout by the Comets. And if these Bulldogs continue to run the ball, a fumble will happen. I'm feeling it. But do they go in the air? They bring in the little speedy receiver, James Thornton, as he enters the huddle. Not sure if he's going to go in. If he does go in, him or Jamarian Black, you can expect that wheel route that they've ran 3 times already. Jabray has picked that ball off, showing why he is one of the top players in the state. So that is something to look out for. And neither Jamarian or James Thornton are in, as well as Brandon Brown. So maybe they continue to run the ball here. Read option. 2nd and 12. They run the ball. He bounces it. He's tackled. Line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10. Third and 10 for the Comets. Coach Lee calls his last time out. 3rd and 12, I'm sorry. Coach Lee, last time out of the game. Does the defense make a play on 3rd and long? And then can they make another play on 4th down if they stop them here? If they don't, this game can be over. As we seen, Ryan Mallett kneeled the ball with a minute left before halftime, so he is going to play smart with the Comets not having any more timeouts. And this atmosphere has been crazy. I mean, amazing fans, amazing cheerleaders, a great Achilles One carpet halftime show by the band. It's just been great all around here in Whitehall. The defense, this is what I love to see. Like I said in the pregame, this is a game for the centuries. 32-28 is what it is. 4th quarter, 2 minutes, 41 seconds left. 3rd and 12. And they run read option again. And he fumbles the ball. The Mills pick up the fumble. And man, oh man, we have a game. I told you he would get stripped, and he did get stripped. Oh my gosh, the Comets are here. Man, oh man, this game has just gotten interesting. I told you the quarterback never lasts long against this Comets defense. Not sure when he's going to go down, not sure when he's going to mess up, but he has messed up, and the Comets have life. Now Ringo has to keep his offense under control. They have the chance to win this game right now. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 1st and 10. No timeouts. 33-yard line. If Rigo plays his game, he's poised, connects with his receivers, this will be special. And this pass is incomplete. As Rigo just throws the ball as he's nearly sacked. And we have a Bulldog down on the field. Looks like he's cramping as Samaj Walker comes in for him. That looks like that is number 65, Skylar Hamilton, who's trotting off the field. The Comets are here and ready to make Whitehall Mills University. The U. The atmosphere you hear is crazy. This might be the best game of tonight. Ringo drops back, looks right, nearly sacked, is sacked. 3, 4, 5 defenders, but that was number 66, Landon Meredith, in on that tackle. The first player there. Then you have number 11, who's hyped, that's Eli Stewart. I can't even name all of the players, but right now, the Comets is looking tough right now. Their back has been against the wall this whole game in this Whitehall atmosphere, but they have been resilient. They played their best game, not even their best game, but they played a good game. They've came back. Let's see. Quick screen, QJ King, can he make a cut? Like I said, he makes cuts and phone boots and still doesn't get touched. And he makes 2 cuts and gets tackled after picking up about 4 yards. It was a quick screen on 3rd and long. That brings up 4th and about 11. Jabray, hands on his waist, looking tired, looking fatigued. That doesn't mean anything. You have Chauncey Haynes, who's on Jabray one-on-one, but then you have James Thornton stacked on top of him. This is the game of the night. This is the game of the week. This is the game. And it isn't the end as Ringo connects with, I'm not sure who he is, but he's running, he's gunning, and man, he's down at the 25-yard line. That's QJ King. 55 seconds left in this quarter. And like I told you, we came here 4-0. We're trying to leave 5-0. Number 1 in the 5A Central Division, facing off against the number 6 team in the 5A Central Division, the Whitehall Bulldogs. Let's go. "45 seconds. 4-0, Comets. Second and 10. 46 seconds. Ringo, the young quarterback, junior, with seniors all around him. Pierce, QJ, Jabray. What can Ringo do? This crowd is loud. This crowd is into it. Ringo drops back, looks right. Looks like he's going to Jabray on the deep ball. And there's no flag, no penalty, just a ball out of bounds. And Jabray is down in the back of the end zone with one leg lifted, smacking the ground, slamming his fist against the ground. This can't be good. Looks like he's in pain. It may be a cramp. We're hoping it's a cramp. Looks like they're massaging that calf. Third and 10. Who do we go here? Who do we go to here? 39 seconds, 28-32. QJ, a quick screen, threat. Anton Pierce, deep field threat. The Bulldogs bring in their running back. I believe that's Jaden Smith. Not sure what he can do with Pierce. We have Pierce on the same side as QJ. Looks like Tyler Johnson is well in that trips left formation. Charlie on the right side of the field. He's at.
The refs are still looking at Jabray back there.
Jabray carried to the benches on the sideline. The Comets have even more of a reason to win this game.
Oh, big throw.
Big throw. Does he catch it? He does catch it. 4-0. Looks like we're going to be 5-0 in tonight's game, facing off against the Whitehall. The crowd is looking at me. The window is up. They're booing me right now, but I don't care. The Comets have turned the Bulldogs into the U, and man, they just took the life out of the Bulldogs and Ryan Mallett. Man, is this funny to see right now. I mean, they're jumping up, screaming. I don't know what's going on. All I know is we have the lead 34-32. That's how you silence the crowd. I said QJ was a quick screen threat, but all in all, he's a threat anywhere on the field. That kid is a stud. That kid is amazing. That kid is a go-getter. And they go for the two-point conversion. Two-point conversion is failed as they attempted. Yes. All I can say is yes. 2 timeouts, down by 2, 30 seconds. Ringo. I don't know if I want to call you Ringo or D'Angelo Russell, because the ice you have in your veins right now is something serious. We have another player down on the field for the Bulldogs. Looks like number 21, Marshawn Jordan. And the Comets have came here to play. They've turned Whitehall into the U. If you're watching this game right now, I would like to say follow, like, love, and subscribe. You can follow on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook or Twitter, the Mills Sports Network. I am Tyler, found the play-by-play commentator for Mills, brought to you by Natural State Sports. You can subscribe on the Mills Sports Network. We have QJ King counting his kickoff team, getting ready to kick off. And QJ is getting set to kick this ball off. I feel like you should keep this ball low to the ground, as they have been making some good returns. Man, we got a game on our hands. Feet set, ball wet, and he kicks that ball. It is fielded by Ben Reddix, who bounces to the outside. He has speed, and I mean speed, and he is tackled here at the 50-yard line. Nearly across midfield, 24 seconds left, 2 timeouts, down by 2, 1st and 10, 5th game of the season, feeling like this is a game in the, I almost said the Super Bowl, feeling like this is a game for the championship. And these Bulldog fans are quiet right now. I mean, they're quiet, but the Bulldogs have blazing speed with their receivers. Flag on the play. Offsides on the Comets. This is a time where you do not need any penalties. Let's see what the Bulldogs do. They've threw the ball 7 times this whole game and completed, I believe, 4 passes. Noah does have a nice arm. That's a false start on the offense. Let's scoot that ball back some more. If you want to play back and forth, let's do it. I mean, it's a little monkey in the middle, but hey, let's keep doing it. false start. Offense, move that ball back to where it was. 1st and 10. Noah Smith, the quarterback, drops back, looks left, goes through his progressions, goes left, and the pass is incomplete as Noah was trying to connect with Christian Townsend, senior wide receiver who also plays a little bit of DB. Ryan Mallett signaling to the quarterback. I believe he looks to the right side now. No, he stays to the left, goes down the middle, tries to hit Christian Townsend. Once again, the ball slips through his fingertips, and the pass is incomplete. I mean, Noah has a nice arm, nice accuracy. He's putting the ball where it needs to be for a play to be made. Looks like he will have to take matters into his own hands. 17 seconds, 3rd and 10, 34-32. His team is down right now, facing off against this 4-0 team, the Mills Comets, the U as I like to call them. And the pressure is on. The pressure is getting worse. And that pass is incomplete as it is thrown out of bounds by Noah Smith. Pressure by number 20, of course, Derek Murdoch, leading the state in sacks with 7. 4th and 10. 10 seconds left. 4th and 10, 10 seconds, 34-32. 4th quarter, 4th down, 10 yards for a 1st down, 10 seconds for the end of the game. Watch the wheel route. They've ran the wheel route 4 times. Picked off by Jabray once. Incomplete the 1st time. Completed the next 2 times. What do? Looks like time is running out. And Charlie makes an amazing play as he tips the ball. They jump up like the Timberwolves did in the NBA game, like they won a championship, but they are now 5-0. The Comets are 5-0, the best team against adversity. Ryan Mallett slams his headphones to the ground, and he looks upset. Helmets fly. The team is excited. The cheerleaders excited. Everyone is excited right now except the Bulldog fans and everyone in this Bulldog Stadium who's on the home side except me, of course. Ball game. Charlie, 20-plus offers. Alabama, Arkansas, Ole Miss, any school you name, he has it. Amazing play. Tip the ball. Just like Ryan Mallett had his quarterback Noah Smith kneel the ball before halftime with 44 seconds left, Coach Lee should have Ringo kneel the ball. There's no better play in football except victory formation, the kneel. And this game is over. They shoot the cannon, but they aren't shooting it for the Bulldogs. They're shooting it for the U, the Comets. Coach Lee and the Comets win once again. And this time they are now 5-0. 5 games straight. A 5-game winning streak. Winning this game 34-32. Battling back with their back against the wall. 19-0 in that first half. Then Bulldogs came back up by 10. 32-22. Now they've lost by 2. 34-32. I am Tyler Fountain, your play-by-play commentator for the Mill Sports Network, and that brings us to the end of the game, the end of the night. Mill Comets win 34-32. Amazing game, and we'll be back here next week at home where the Comets face off against the Maumelle Hornets. And with a win like this, the play of the game, it's been many of them. There were a lot of momentum plays, but to me, the play of the game was right there at the end by the defense. Charleston Collins tipped the ball, caused it to be a turnover on downs. Also, the strip earlier to give the offense the ball back. Once again, those 2 plays were the plays of the game. This was an amazing game by the Comets and their players. Once again, we'll be back at home at Mills facing off against the Maumelle Hornets next Friday. And the Comets are now 5-0, and I would like to say thank you for watching. If you all could please like and subscribe and just share it as well. The Mills Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. I am Tyler, found your play-by-play commentator, and I just want to give a shout-out to my production crew and the camera crew as well, and just want to say have a great night.